Alrighty, so the Access Media is at it again, doing what they do best, corporate shielding for the propaganda machines that are coming out of Hollywood. This time around for the Amazon Prime videos, they brought you that horrendous show called Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Now, of course, back in the days when they brought it out, about a year ago, to be precise, a lot of people were attacked for not liking this show, even though this show was horrible in 7 ways from Sunday, but they only seem to attack people with the same old thing that they've been attacking people with. Either they said that you were sexist for not liking a strong female character in Warrior Galadriel. However, when you criticize that and you criticize all other things that this show had, you were called racist if you were not called sexist. And so you had articles like this coming from Variety shielding for the show, saying Rings of Power cast slams racist backlash at Monte Carlo Television Festival, teases action-packed season 2. And what about this from NBC? Literally calling the fans racist, the fans of Tolkien racist by proxy, saying that Tolkien himself is racist. A new Lord of the Rings prequel quietly confronts an uncomfortable legacy. And what about this one? Rings of Power draws racist backlash and threats, but Amazon and Frodo stands behind it. So they were calling everybody racist, 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 racist. Fast forward to when the show was over, The Guardian came up with this article telling the truth. Now it's over. Let's come out and say it. The Rings of Power was a stinker, an absolute stinker, and they were absolutely correct. Now they criticized everything that there was to be criticized about this show, from the acting to the directing to the screenwriting to every single thing that had to do with this show, whether it was the cinematography. Even their costumes were horrible. Now that's my own criticism. Their costumes were horrible and the fight scenes were just like illogical and stupid. But in any case, you guys, season 2 is coming out because, as you know, in Hollywood, you fail upwards. After spending $750 million and losing well over 60-something% of your audience, they still got a season 2 because you fail upward in Hollywood, especially if you are woke. Now, that season 2 is under threat, and you get the corporate shields panicking and rushing out to defend it once again, or actually making an excuse for why it will fail. 2024's new Lord of the Rings movie is a slap in the face for Rings of Power season 2. And this particular article said something funny that I want to share with you guys, because they had the nerve to actually come out and say something like this. Overall, Rings of Power season 1 was a success. Oh God, screen rant. But the various retcons and addiction alienated some audiences. Some audiences, you say? Seriously, you're trying to say some audiences when the trailers that came out were absolutely ratioed to hell. Look at this trailer here. It had 764,000 dislikes to only 71,000 likes. How many trailers do you see get ratioed that badly? Another trailer got ratioed to hell. This particular one was the main first teaser trailer. I think it got 527,000 dislikes to 79,000 likes. And a lot of people knew that they were going to, if they directly criticized this show, that they were going to silence them by turning off the comments. So they found clever ways of mocking this show. And you get things like this. The part where Gandalf said to the Ents, "Run, Forest, run," gave me chills. That's a reference to Barry Allen. Of course, many of you would know that. The scene where Sauron says, "Oh, you think the darkness is your ally, but you merely adopted the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it," gave me chills. Bravo. Amazon, bravo. So a lot of people were criticizing this thing in many ways, and it goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. A lot of people were showing their dismay and their distaste for this particular show, but Screen Rant had the mind to actually come out to say that this show was a success, even though Forbes pretty much put it out there that this show was an absolute failure. Only 37% of the viewers finished Amazon's Rings of Power, which is very bad, which is very, very, very bad. And that's coming from Forbes. Forbes is also kind of woke in a way, but they are actually telling the truth. And so was Guardian. So it's not about people being racist. It's about this show just being a horrendous show. And Screen Rant is making an excuse, and I'll tell you guys why. Because New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers are coming together to make this anime. They're the ones putting it together, and they got a director in Kenji Kamiyama. Kenji is the person that directed the Ghost in the Shell movie, right? And it got a lot of criticisms for one key thing. Now, it got a lot of criticism for other things, but the key thing there that it got a criticism for was they said that it was the whitewashing of a Japanese character, because he substituted a a Japanese character, he used a white person to play it. Now, you would think that the woke revolutionaries who have been supporting the race swapping of actual historical characters like Anne Boleyn or Cleopatra would actually come out and say, this is beautiful. This is what we're talking about. This is diversity, equity, and inclusion. When you race swap a Japanese character, a non-white character, with a white person playing it in Scarlett Johansson, you would think that's what they would say. However, these hypocrites come out and start criticizing this guy and calling it the whitewashing of the series. But it's perfectly okay when you take true, actual historical characters and historical figures, even like Isaac Newton, for instance, and you can play them with an American, Native American person and say, oh, that's perfectly fine. So when you race swap a white character, it's perfectly fine. But when you race swap a non-white character, oh no, all hell needs to break loose. That's whitewashing. That's racism. That's what we're getting today. And this is what they are afraid of, that because this guy has done that with Ghost in the Shell, I don't think he will have too much of a problem sticking with the source material and actually creating Tolkien's world as Tolkien described it. And people will love it. And people that look like me will connect with it, because according to these wokesters, people like me can't connect with something unless that person in that particular show looks like me. So when it comes to the Marvel world, unless you're Falcon or you're Blade or Black Panther, I should not be able to connect with you. I should not be able to connect with Thor or Iron Man or Captain America. So I shouldn't watch any of those shows because they're not black people like myself. That's how these people, their mindsets, which I will actually call the true racists themselves, think. And so this is why it is paining them that this show might actually succeed amongst everybody, pretty much just like House of the Dragon succeeded with everybody and destroyed their so-called racist narrative, regardless of the fact that some of the characters from the books were race swapped in the series. People still love the series, including their own so-called super fans who actually ditched the Lord of the Rings to watch the House of Dragons and admitted it on a live.
We love our origin story, like gatekeep, girl boss. Okay, take a breath, something new would happen, and it was
which is better, House of the Dragon or Rings of Power? Well, I haven't watched Rings of Power yet because I'm going to binge it. I don't want to watch them both at the same time. And House of the Dragon started first, so I was already taken, so I've got to wait. So I don't know. But so far, House of the Dragon's really good, so Rings of Power's got to do big things if it's going to be better than that one.
That's how bad this show was. Even their own super fans did not want to watch their show, and it's getting a season 2. But in any case, you guys, here we are once again. I'm glad that they are already predicting the failure of this show. I'm not the one doing the predictions, so don't come after me. They are the ones that are doing the predictions themselves, claiming that because of this other one, this is going to fail. But I beg to differ. Regardless of whether they're going to release that particular movie in the same period of time as this, I don't think that movie will be responsible for the failure of Rings of Power season 2, because they're using the same director, same actors, who still believe in the same things, the whole woke ideology, and pushing their propaganda, DIE, and all of those sort of stuff, trying to gaslight people into thinking that they're racist and whatnot. And so they're going to get the same result in season 2 as they did with season 1. It's going to be a dumpster fire. But let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, dig that bell for notification, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care. Peace and Sayas out of here. Bye now. It's hot as a mofo.